Sure. Here's a detailed 1,600-word article on the 1956 Chrysler 300B, ideal for a YouTube video script. It's written in a smooth, storytelling style without headings, so it can flow seamlessly in narration. In 1956, America was in the middle of a golden era, post-war optimism, booming car culture, and a thriving economy. The roads were wide open, gasoline was cheap, and car manufacturers were in fierce competition to produce the fastest, boldest, and most powerful machines that embodied the spirit of the American dream. Amid this horsepower-fueled arms race, Chrysler dropped a bombshell, the 1956 Chrysler 300B. It wasn't just a car. It was a declaration of performance, luxury, and innovation, all wrapped up in one of the most iconic packages to ever roll off a Detroit assembly line. The 300B was the second installment in Chrysler's Letters series, and it took everything that was great about the original 300, known as the C300 in 1955, and pushed it a step further. While most manufacturers were offering cars that either looked fast or felt luxurious, Chrysler decided to build one that did both and then added some brute force under the hood for good measure. At a time when muscle cars weren't even a thing yet, the 300B planted the seeds of what would later become a full-blown performance culture. Let's talk about its heart, the engine. Underneath that long, sculpted hood sat a 354 cubic inch Hemi V8, and not just any Hemi. It was a beast of a motor, pumping out an astonishing 340 horsepower as standard, and 355 horsepower if you tick the right options box. That might not seem like a lot by today's standards, but remember, we're talking about the mid-1950s. This was a time when most family sedans were lucky to crack 150 horsepower. With the 300B, Chrysler was giving its customers access to NASCAR-level performance straight from the showroom floor. In fact, these cars were so potent that they dominated NASCAR circuits that year, with top speeds reaching upwards of 140 miles per hour, a blistering figure for its time. The Hemi wasn't just powerful. It was refined. With hemispherical combustion chambers, dual 4-barrel carburetors, solid lifters, and a free-flowing dual exhaust system, the 300B had an engineering pedigree that was more in line with race cars than boulevard cruisers. And yet, it wasn't just about raw speed. Chrysler engineered this car to cruise with composure and handle with surprising agility for its size. It came with torsion bar front suspension and carefully tuned shocks that provided a balance of comfort and stability, a trait not common in American cars of that era. Visually, the 300B was elegance on wheels. Its design was sleek and purposeful. The front end was dominated by a bold, egg crate grille that gave the car an aggressive yet classy face. The body lines flowed smoothly from nose to tail, with subtle tail fins that hinted at the space-age styling that would become more exaggerated in the years to follow. There were no flashy chrome excesses or unnecessary gimmicks. Chrysler wanted this car to look muscular, refined, and serious, and that's exactly what it was. Step inside and you were greeted by one of the most luxurious interiors of the time. High-backed leather bucket seats offered a cockpit-like experience, something rare in the 1950s. The dashboard was a beautifully styled piece of art, with a symmetrical layout, circular gauges, and tasteful chrome accents. Every switch and dial had a purpose. The steering wheel was large but elegant, and the push-button transmission controls mounted on the dashboard gave the car a futuristic feel. Chrysler was clearly aiming for a different kind of customer, someone who wanted power, yes, but also status, refinement, and innovation. What makes the 300B truly special isn't just the specs on paper, it's the presence it commands. Fire it up and that Hemi growls to life with a throaty rumble that sends chills down your spine. On the road, it feels like a rolling monument to American engineering. It doesn't just accelerate, it surges forward with authority, all while cocooning you in luxury. That duality is what makes the 300B so memorable. It was never just about going fast. It was about going fast in style. And this wasn't a mass-market car. Chrysler knew it wasn't building a car for the average buyer. Only around 1,102 units of the 300B were produced in 1956, making it incredibly rare. Each one was essentially hand-assembled with meticulous attention to detail, ensuring that owners were getting a premium product. At over $4,000 new, it was one of the most expensive American cars of its time, more costly than a Cadillac in some trims. But what you got for your money was unlike anything else on the market. It was a gentleman's hot rod, powerful enough for the track, yet dignified enough for a black tie gala. In racing, the 300B continued the winning tradition of its predecessor. It racked up victories on NASCAR circuits and endurance runs alike. One notable record was set at the Daytona Flying Mile, where the car hit an average speed of nearly 140 miles per hour, a number that blew away the competition and solidified its place in performance history. These achievements weren't just bragging rights. They were proof that Chrysler's engineers had created something truly special, something that could walk the walk and talk the talk. As the years rolled on, the 300 inches letter series would continue to evolve, eventually peaking in the early 60s before fading away. But among enthusiasts and collectors, the 300B stands out as one of the purest expressions of the concept. It wasn't weighed down by government regulations, safety mandates, or emissions controls. It was a car built with passion, by people who wanted to push the limits of what an American car could be. And in doing so, they created an icon. Today, finding a 1956 Chrysler 300B in original or restored condition is like discovering buried treasure. These cars are highly prized among collectors, not just for their rarity but for what they represent. They're a snapshot of a different time, an era when Detroit dreamed big, built bigger, and wasn't afraid to take risks. They're also a reminder that luxury and performance aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, when done right, they elevate each other. The 300B did just that. For anyone lucky enough to own or drive one, the experience is unforgettable. The way it rides, the sound of that Hemi, the feeling of commanding something so powerful yet so refined, it's automotive theater of the highest order. And while modern performance cars might beat it on paper, they often lack the soul, the story, and the sheer character that the 300B brings to the table. It's more than just a car. It's a milestone in American automotive history. A precursor to the muscle cars of the 60s, a challenger to the European Grand Tourers of its day, and a testament to what can be achieved when engineers, designers, and visionaries work with a shared purpose. So whether you're seeing one at a car show, hearing about it in a documentary, or, if you're really lucky, getting behind the wheel of one, take a moment to appreciate what the 1956 Chrysler 300B truly is. Not just a machine, but a legacy. One that roared to life in an age of optimism and still echoes through the halls of automotive greatness. Let me know if you want a voiceover script version, background music suggestions, or visual storyboard ideas to go with this article.